and welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you have been here previously. I am Fox. My pronouns are he or they, and I tend to talk about my experiences with trauma resulting in PTSD, specifically complex PTSD. This is going to be just kind of the basic New Year catch-up video. Will be a sympathy video as well. I do apologize for not making a lot of videos recently. The holidays kind of caught me off guard. My partner and I are both pagan, so we celebrate Yule, but his family is Jewish, so we also acknowledge Hanukkah, and some of my family is Christian, or he celebrates Christmas despite being agnostic. So we also had to celebrate Christmas with them at their houses, and it was all very taxing, especially with me having 2 young children. It was a lot. But we got through the holidays. I haven't talked much to my mom since the holidays. There were some comments made at Christmas dinner about how she believes that teenagers need independence and should go on flights by themselves across the country, unaccompanied minor style, and I'm just like, when I was the age that you're talking about, if I got, if I went to a different room without permission, I'd get restrained. And I'm just like, kind of hypocritical and kind of really differs from how you actually are whenever it comes to teenagers and your need to control their every move. And she didn't appreciate that, especially in front of her new husband, who doesn't know what she was actually like whenever I was younger. So there were some issues with that. Also, issues again with her basically gaslighting me, which she has done for many years. And I didn't appreciate it, and as a result, kind of really out to dry. I did talk to my paternal grandmother. Found out that my grandfather has cancer, lymphoma specifically. And I haven't talked to him in a couple years, not because of any type of bad blood, but just because we don't talk like that. But I did see pictures, and he's lost a lot of weight and doesn't look like he's in a really good place anymore, which is very unfortunate. So we're trying to figure out how to deal with that. Trying to figure out moving here soon. Our landlords aren't the nicest people, and we've been wanting to move for a while. And our lease is up in May, so we're planning on not renewing it and just finding another place elsewhere. Otherwise, we're just adjusting to different things. Also, speaking of our landlord as well, our oven randomly stopped working on, I believe, the 2nd of January. So we haven't had an oven. We have a stovetop, just not an oven. But I have like a George Foreman grill, and I make a lot of crock pot meals to begin with, and I'm going to be borrowing an air fryer from someone here in a day or two because I don't have my own air fryer anymore, so we'll be fine until we get a new oven. But it's all just a pain, and dealing with it is a pain. Between the 1st and the 5th or 6th of this month as well, I was dealing with a really severe endometriosis flare-up, like up until a day or two ago. So that was its own hell, um, and getting to the point where I'm considering either purposely having another child here soon because when I'm pregnant, I don't have symptoms of my condition. Plus, part of me, now having two children is considering if I might want a third, um, despite all of my health issues and the complications that could arise from such. Um, it, it's a discussion that's being had, but alternatively, I'm thinking about starting to have organs removed. Um, I was supposed to have my right ovary and fallopian tube removed, um, but they didn't do it during my C-section like they were supposed to, probably because of the bleeding issues I was having, but they were saying beforehand that they probably weren't going to do it because of the bleeding risk with how things were looking, so, also on the 21st, I did make a short about this. My former job caught fire. It happened pretty late in the evening around when they would have been closing, so from my understanding, there weren't any or very many customers in there, and there were no injuries, which I am thankful for, but I find this very ironic, and I think that it's kind of karma, kicking my former employers in the ass. Because especially there was a specific phrasing that people kept using while I was there, that if I got fucked over, um, the repercussions of it would metaphorically burn the company to the ground. And I never thought that, I don't think anyone ever thought that literally it would catch fire, but I found out about it a couple of days after it happened, and I thought it was kind of funny, but at the same time it's not, because I have a feeling that a lot of people who were good employees, who did nothing wrong, are probably going to lose their jobs. The people who were awful to me are probably going to be fine because they were in managerial positions, but the people who are actually just associates or key holders are more than likely going to be laid off, and I feel like that is a complete shame. And I hope that anyone who is laid off from that experience or this happening does, find something that pays better, that treats them better, because there are a lot of places that do. I'm going to pause for a brief moment. As far as like other things personally, I've been looking into getting an actual in-office therapist again. I've had kind of like other approaches that I've tried in the past, because the last in-office therapist I had really didn't work out. She was older and didn't understand a lot of what I was going through, and like I'm used to pretty much any conversation or meeting a new person, whether it's in like a professional environment, therapeutic environment, or whatever. Because of me being queer, they ask like, so, if you go by he or they, like, why do you have boobs, and why do you sound like a Barbie doll, and whatever, discussing transgenderism and, titles or fucking identifiers or whatever you want to call them now. Explaining how I'm 8 shades of gay, but no, I'm not a lesbian, which never goes over really well. But this therapist, like, could not get past it from that. Especially just, like, it seemed to blow her mind of, like, so if you're transmasculine, like, why do your kids call you mom? And it's like, because that's what is easiest for me and made sense at the time. And now I'm kind of stuck with it. And like, it just kept being weird conversations about nonsense, not focusing on what I actually need to be focused on. But I've got a new caseworker now, and I'm trying to get into a trauma-specific therapist again. which I have seen one before, and uh, I've had pretty good luck with um, dialect dialectic, I believe it's pronounced, behavioral therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and like I had my best like amount of recovery and best understandings of myself, I think. Probably during the period whenever I was seeing a licensed sex therapist, specifically just because of the type of trauma I've been through and type of things that have happened in my life. Um, However, there aren't very many of those in the area I live in, um, so that's not really an option anymore. Um, and I'm also pretty limited by my insurance, which I don't have my insurance card because the insurance company had the wrong address originally and hasn't updated it, which is also an issue because apparently a lot of places don't have the correct address for me, and it's a pain in the everything. Um, so there's all of that um, going on. I am going to try to update more soon. Um, I will say as well, there are a couple things that I wanted to talk about um, as far as like the series I wanted to do about people I've known who have either been murdered or have gone to jail for murder or related offenses. And part of me still wants to do that, but part of me is really hesitant because I don't want to upset anyone who I still kind of consider to be a friend. Um, and I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone, and I also don't want to get sued. Um, like, just, I don't know how much to elaborate on that one. I don't want to get sued. Um, and also, I don't like being dogpiled on by people who are part of a rabid phantom. Um, but anyway, um, other than that, things are going pretty well. Um, my kids got so much stuff for the holidays. There are like 3 or 4 new Squishmallows in our house. A 6 foot diameter playpen. Um, my 6 month old got way too many toys for a 6 month old, but most of them are like stuff for her to learn how to walk, or like the one is like a bouncy seat that turns into a rocking chair for a toddler up to 40 pounds. Like I have no idea how this stuff works, and I don't remember a lot of these new gadgets being out like a couple years ago when my oldest was a baby. But he's going to be 5 soon, so I don't know. Maybe it's just new trendy stuff, but I'm here for it if it keeps her entertained. Um, I've also started baby wearing more whenever we're out and about and walking around, which is, in my opinion, very therapeutic and comfortable for both myself and for my 6 month old. Um, I really like baby wearing in general. Um, like it's better for a baby to be able to see at almost eye level for an adult than to just be stuck in a stroller or car seat with the hood over, you know? But again, that's just my opinion, my parenting style. So, I'm really hoping that this year does get better. My main goals for this year are just to get my health figured out, try to get our finances stabilized. Um, you know, Adulting is hard. Um, Taking care of things is difficult. Um, Especially like I am in literally such a different world than where I was a year ago. But my life does that a lot and has always done that a lot. Um, and at this point, I'm just ready for whatever's next. Because whenever I get too used to something or when I get too comfortable, that's when it shifts. So I'm ready for what's next. Um, but I'm also ready to start taking care of myself because I don't want to end up like all of these people in my family who, work themselves to the bone like fucking war horses till they end up with some type of cancer or, heart disease or something. Um, but at the same time, even worse, I don't want to end up with a type of dementia, unable to take care of myself. So I need to start taking better care of myself. Um, I need to start hiking, working out again in general. But hopefully I can make videos on all this stuff in the new year, though, and on a lot of other experiences I've had and developments of different things that have happened in the past. Um, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. I have huge lists of um, ideas for things I need to talk about. Um, so this is one of the more lighthearted ones. Stay tuned if you want to see anything darker. I do not usually talk about pleasant things. This was kind of more of an upbeat discussion, though. So, subscribe, watch my other videos if you would like. Stay safe. Always wear a condom.